As the sunlight fades into autumn gloom, the rustling of leaves in the cool, dim air gives proof of the coming season. Overhead, the insidious cackle of witches flying pierce the darkness. Horrid figures of silent phantoms stalk desolate paths and candle-lit hallways. And all manner of things, goblins, banshees, and vampires, hide amongst the growing shadows. Thus begins October. Blackwater Media presents Halloween Horrors. The Peace and Plenty Inn was once a tavern and stagecoach stop before the Revolutionary War. Centuries passed and it was converted into a private residence. The sprawling red clapboard home had welcomed many families in its almost 400 years, until one night just before Halloween. The Armstrong family now owned the home. That night, the Armstrongs went out to dinner. The babysitter, Anne, got the girls ready for bed. By 9 o'clock, all three girls were tucked in safely, and Anne settled in front of the television to watch a movie. About 15 minutes later, Anne suddenly felt chilled to the bone. She got up to check the thermostat, but the room temperature was set at 70 degrees, and she could hear the oil burner chugging along in the basement. That's strange, she thought. It's freezing in here. She found an Afghan on the back of the couch and settled back to watch television. But a few minutes later, she heard footsteps on the stairs leading from the kitchen to the second floor. Katie? Elizabeth? Laurel? She called out the three children's names. The footsteps seemed to come closer. Are you girls playing a trick on me? Abruptly, the light on the end table flickered, flared, and went out. Anne checked the hallway and kitchen for the prankster girls, but no one was there. She shivered. It was even colder in the kitchen. She shook her head and went upstairs and found the three girls sound asleep. Feeling confused, she convinced herself that it was her imagination and returned to the living room. That's funny, she said as she looked at the television. I thought I left it on channel 2. It's on channel 4 now. Now, those were the days before remote controls, so she walked over to the TV and put it back on channel 2. She sat back in the chair. Suddenly, the knob began to turn on its own, switching to channel 4, 7, and then static. A voice whispered through the TV. Get out. With a shriek, Anne pulled the plug from the television. Miss Armstrong found Anne upstairs, curled in her Afghan, asleep at the foot of the girl's bed. Anne, are you all right? She asked. Take me home, Anne cried. This place is haunted.